it should not be me answering them when you people are here. So, event listener on Team Switch, how do we go about it?
Yeah, you just say it in the variable. Right.
No, we have the
Hello,
variables.
can you hear
Team
me?
Switch, Lighting. I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, you've done
Hello.
that now. We just do team switch. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. All right.
Team
So Team
switch
Switch.
dot add event listener.
Yeah.
Then put the kind of event. So we just need a single click.
What kind of event
Click,
is it?
yeah.
Click.
On click. Oh,
Okay. So what else?
Then what we want to do. That should be a function, right?
Yeah, function.
Select between. Yeah.
So what kind of function would you like? You have three options. You pass a function reference, or you put arrow function, anonymous arrow function, or anonymous function expression.
Let's use that function declaration stuff. So
All right.
yeah, function. So
Okay.
okay, so walk me through the options again. If you were saying something about this light and dark just now.
Yeah. What we are shifting, what we are toggling is this class hide.
Okay.
So at any point in time, we want to hide. If hide is here, we remove it and put it on light. If hide is in light, we remove it from light and put it in dark. Something like that. That's one thing. All right. That's just to show the dark theme text or hide it. The other thing to do is for body. We need to add the class dark mode to body if we're on the dark theme at the moment. If we're entering the dark theme, we put dark mode. If we're coming out from dark theme, we remove dark mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we need an if statement for that.
All right. So
let me just try something. Okay, so we should be able to do if now if dark theme dot class lists class list. Can we
let me see the dots. Yeah, it is dot contains.
Contains, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so dot contains, then if dot contains dark, put that there. Hide rather. So if it contains hide, then we should do, hold on, light theme dot add class list. Yeah, light theme dot add class list.
The class list dot add.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Then we should add that hide there.
Hide, yeah.
Then
okay.
Outside. Hold on. You said on about that body that if the dark mode is on, we should put
we should put dark mode.
The name on class.
The class name dark mode. Yeah. So if dark theme dot class list that contains hide, it means we are currently on light mode and we are about to enter dark mode. Right? If dark has hide, it means we're on light mode
already. I want to switch back to that. Want to switch to dark mode. That's what it means.
Yeah.
So okay, that's good. Press enter. Then do you did not select the body. Or can we just do body dot class?
Oh, okay. I forgot that. Body. Okay. It was even here that we did the body. Means we don't need it here. We can remove it from here.
But I think we still need to remove the dark class from the dark
From the body.
no, like from dark theme. Dark theme has height. We still need to remove it from there. If you're adding it, we need to remove it.
Okay, it's true. Okay. Does it automatically do that, or we have to do that?
It doesn't automatically remove that. You have to do it for yourself.
Okay. Right, so that team does remove. That's in the class thing that's removed.
Yeah, that's removed.
So remove the height there.
Okay.
Then body dot class name dot add. Class name dot add. Then add that dark mode.
Yeah, dark mode.
All right.
Okay.
I think we need an else statement.
Yeah.
Because what we just did here. So else
it should be the opposite of all of this. So I might as well just copy this and yeah, any add I make it remove.
Yeah, now we add.
Oh.
What's the issue here?
There were still two cursors, so things were deleting in the different places. Okay, so if dark theme is hidden, then hides light theme, show dark theme, adds dark mode to body. Else, hides light theme.
This should be light mode. Yeah, else. Yeah. Body is class list.
No, there's no light mode. What happens is just a presence or absence of the class dark mode. That's what really makes a difference. All right, so header.js, we need to now go to index.html and include that. Oh, sorry, theme.js. Okay, and as well, we can do it in country.js.
Hold on, you don't use those.
Why is it empty?
Stop. That.
What's async stuff?
Async, if you put the script at the end, you have to add async so that it loads the HTML and the JS file together.
Sorry, say that again.
No, that I think that I don't know that right that talk talks about when you put your script at the head of your body in your HTML file, so that it loads everything together. But you don't use it.
No, I don't do it. Can you remember how it goes?
Yeah, it's just by adding async to the HTML file there. Where is your
to the scripts in here?
You put yours at the bottom.
Yeah,
it was
I put mine
that
at the
put it at the okay.
Or is it this defer?
Where was it?
Is it defer or
async? Async. That's what I use.
Wow. Boolean attribute indicating that the browser should, if possible, load the script asynchronously. This attribute must not be used if the src attribute is absent. If it is included, in this case, browser, blah, blah, blah. That's interesting. That's nice. First time hearing of this. Do we need it?
Well, I'm not sure actually, because what you said was that if you put your script at the head of your HTML file, then it puts a sync there. So as it's loading your HTML and everything, it will load your JavaScript too.
This is the one I know of. This is the one I know of, Defer. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay, to achieve a similar effect for dynamically inserted scripts, use async false instead. Okay, I'll look more on this later. That's interesting. All right. JS thing.js. All right, let's go see how it is. I'm tapping on it. And nothing is happening. Okay, so what do you think we should do in this situation? I'm tapping on it, but it doesn't seem to be showing me anything. How do we check what's wrong?
Console.log.
Console.log where? Okay, so anyhow, for me, if I run into any issue like this, the first thing to check is to find a way to get some sort of response when that event happens. So it's a click event. So I'll put a console log in here. Yeah. Just something so that when I click, I will see something happen. What's the difference? We didn't do anything different. Or I did not reload. Maybe I did not reload. I don't get it.
Try to remove the console again.
I don't get it. Okay, maybe I just didn't reload. I don't know.
It's working now.
Yeah, it's working. All right. So was this simple or difficult? Anyway, the difficult part was the CSS. In case you were not here yesterday, this is what's actually making it possible.
Okay.
Body.dark mode. Things look. There's body.dark mode. There's header. There's body.dark mode header. There's h1 body.dark mode h1. Basically, everything is doubled here. So that's why once you just change dark mode on body, so everything finishes.
You set for lights, like you add different styles, several styles for each part of your HTML in dark mode.
Yes. Yeah. So the work was done in CSS. All that, if you ask me, that's the best way to do things. Do all your hard work in your HTML, your CSS. So your JavaScript, you just do something small. You remove a class, you add a class. Simple stuff like that, and things change. If you make your JavaScript start carrying heavy load, you yourself will not even like the JavaScript. Okay, so that's one thing done. Let's see whether it's working on the other page. And also importantly, if we're on dark mode here and we go to this other page, will we still be in dark mode? So the dark mode is actually working on both pages, but it's not syncing up. If we're on light mode over here, sorry, let me make it dark mode, and we go back, we're starting off in the default light mode. So what do you think we can do? So that once we go on dark mode in our app, will remain on dark mode forever until you go back and change it. Say it loud.
You look very.
All right. So somebody here. Yeah.
Lady, please, can you show me the dark mode thing that we have done? Sorry, I just stepped away small. Okay.
This is what we did. If dark theme is this.
Hello, are you there?
You can't hear me.
Hello, is anyone hearing me?
We're hearing
Okay,
you.
I can hear you now. Okay, I've seen it.
Okay, this is dark. Yeah. So if it contains
Something.
hide, then we add hide to light theme, remove it from dark theme, add dark mode to body.
Can you hear me?
Take heart. Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Can hear you loud and clear. I think she's gone.
I guess we'll come back. Yeah. So somebody over here is suggesting local storage. Yeah. Turn on your mic and walk us through it. So you remember.
Okay, so maybe can make a stop where now. Okay. I hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, make sure it says okay. So we can in the team switch pen in the team switch pen is now. Inside the if.
Inside the if.
If it's on light mode, then local storage dot add item. Local storage dot set item. Team states. Comma outside the comma. And can I see the coding? Like escape this there. Dark mode and dark. Then in the else team set lights.
All right. Is that all I need to do?
Not yet. So you go up to where you are declaring variables. Const team state equals local storage dot get item team state. So you can just like run a demo test on it. You just save and try switching things first.
Okay. What's the essence of doing this?
Okay, so you can retrieve it. Let's say,
but we are only setting it. Even here that we are getting.
Yes. Okay. Inside the condition for this statement, if that thing dot or like the double this thing, team states equals light. Then, yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
Can we check the editing?
All right, so we have team state dark. If we go to Eritrea, we're still in bright.
Hmm.
So,
team states be like, instead of string of dark, shouldn't it be like dark state?
on what?
On that if statement. Yeah, like this is just like string. I don't know what this string is referring to. I was thinking it should be like dark state. Or
You don't know what is referring to.
now when we are just setting a string. So I was thinking maybe it should be something from this top version that says like that thing or like
My own about this is that setting to local storage is just one thing, right? But when the page loads, nothing is happening until you click this. So the page is going to start its default way.
Okay. Okay.
So something should be done.
Okay, we can do an unload as well.
Unload.
Yes. Yeah, an event is now for Windows. Windows dot. Yeah.
Windows.
I think the location. What's the location?
Yes.
Okay, try it. Try it.
Windows dot location.
Dot. It's not. Okay, advent is not. It's not that one. It's what?
Okay. First of all, it's window.
Okay, window. Dot. Add event listener. Okay. So unload load. Then the anonymous brackets. Then if can you just copy that if statement on Teams switch?
So now you see that's a problem. If we're going to copy all of this and do it here, don't you see the need for abstraction? Instead of having two anonymous functions with the same content, why don't you just
create
a function and just reference?
Okay, so we copy the function in this one and put it out.
Yeah. So what do we call this function?
Check team state.
Check team state.
Change. You can simply switch teams, like team switch or something. Okay. Fantastic. Wait, we already have team switch. Oh. So you can maybe put the function to switch team. Okay, so let me see. Let me check. Yes, so let me see. That's the workshop. I'm just testing it. Okay, go on. Aha! Alright, so does everyone follow what happened?
Oh, I not follow.
The goings on, the way this was achieved. Now if you're in dark mode and you move around in your app, you will continue to be in dark mode. Hello?
Hello, okay.
So, you're good?
No, like, it's the code, though. That I'm not good.
You're not good with the code. Is it that you didn't see it or something inside it is confusing?
Sorry. I didn't see. Switch table. Is the function switch table. Okay, we just have one function. Team state. Where did we get team state from? Okay, because team states get team state. And then we set team states to dark. So it's going to always be dark. Then the other one, team state or light. Set team state to light. Okay, can you either be dark or light?
Alright, so we're moving on from this switching of theme. Does anyone have any issues before we move on? No issues. Alright. So the next thing is a filter. Right? And in the filter, the first thing in the filter is to get the drop down to work. So when I put that function here. So when you click on this, you should see the drop down. So we go back to index.js. Yeah, drop down btn. So let's have a function to handle drop down. What do they call it? Bringing down the drop down box. What do we call that function? Yeah, hello?
Yeah, we should call it drop down box. You just drop down here. I will say Dropbox.
The following in Dropbox is that it's not explanatory. Dropbox. And the issue with reveal is that it could also hide it,
What do you... I use box drop down.
Okay, let me say options drop down. Oh, sorry. Pressed the wrong thing. Okay, toggle filter options box. Okay, so this is, what is that? Are we on index? No, sorry, index.html. Yeah, this is it. Drop down box. Okay, so toggling it is all about adding or removing hide from here. So since the function is toggle, it can just be this way. So anyhow, what I want to do here is just to toggle this. Drop down box is drop down box. I just want to toggle this class hide on it. So can you do that? If the class is there, add it. If it's not there, remove it.
Let me try that about.
All right.
Okay. The name of the this is what okay,
Drop down box.
Okay, so that would be drop down box. Dot class list. Dot toggle. Then we toggle that open in parentheses and put star hide inside.
Okay, hide. So we're going to put the function toggle filter options in here. Okay, so let's go try it out. I think it's easier to see here. Or is it? So you see that, right? It's working as intended. So now,
Sorry, please, can you go back to the code? Yeah, can you go back?
yeah. So this is all we added. We created this function toggle filter options. Yeah, and drop down btn.
Drop down box dot class list. What does that dot toggle mean?
Toggle is just as it sounds. If whatever you put is available in the class list, it will remove it. If it's not available, it will add it.
Okay. Aside that, do you have any other function for that drop down box or button?
Option how?
Like if you click on it, it shows you a list of options now.
Yeah, it shows a list of options.
Do you have another function for that?
I don't understand the another function you're talking about.
Go back to your web browser.
Yeah.
Okay, if you click on this filter by, just click on it. That your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these all applications,
Mm.
like you put them there yourself, right?
Yes.
Is there an option
They were done in the HTML. That's what you're asking.
Okay. Yeah, that was what I was asking.
Okay, but as you can see, it is also possible to do it with JavaScript. You can just put all of this in an array and throw them in programmatically. But it was not done in this project. Ideally, or rather, normally they were just supposed to be like 4 or 5 things here. I'm the one that added extra 2 or 3. I made it look a little long. And they are not things that would change like at any time. So it's all right to do it in HTML. It's something like maybe you have select inputs in a particular form and you need some data to be, either the data is very, very plenty to just be weird to do it in HTML, or you need some really dynamic data, like say your select is supposed to show employees in an organization. You need to be current, it needs to be updated. So you always have to fetch and populate the thing. If not, for something like this, let's say you have, okay, I would have said gender selects when it was 2 things, but now it's a little crazy. That just something that is fixed. If you have something that is fixed, options that are fixed, maybe just 2 or 3 things, you can just easily do that in HTML. There's really no need for JavaScript. But if you have things that are dynamic or things that are too plenty, it can make sense for you to start using JavaScript. Yeah.
So what is the HTML code, if I may see it?
This is it. They just have a box, there's a UL and LIs in it, that's all. Okay, anyhow, now with this box, the only way this box will come down and go up is on the click of this. You've probably seen some places that if the drop down is open, you click outside, the drop down closes. Yeah, that's not happening here because it's only this this element that we put the listener on. So what do you think we should do if we want it such that, as this thing is open, if we click anywhere else, it will close by itself? What do you think we should do?
How about to write that same function on the body?
On the body.
Yeah. You click on the body. You click on the body.
Currently, we put a listener, an on-click listener on this, right? Whenever you click it, it just toggles the options up or down. I mean, hide or show. But when they are showing and you click anywhere else, they will not close because we've not written anything for that. So if we wanted to do that, we wanted to write a listener or write a function that would make it such that if this box is open, the options are out, you click anywhere else, the options will close. That's the question. Okay. How do you think we should write it?
Is it possible for us to change it from the on-click to on-input?
This is not a select. Yeah.
Okay. You click it away. I cannot think of it now.
Okay, Mr. Wayne, you were suggesting something.
Body,
I was suggesting that you put this thing on the body. That event is on the body also.
Okay, body. So how do we add that? Oh, we now need to bring back body.
Yeah.
Okay. So body.
Yeah, body does that event listener. All right.
What's the event?
Click on the body. Then the function.
What function?
I think this one should be removed. Because if you add like toggle and you not click any other place on the screen, you should still toggle that drop box to open.
Yeah, do toggle filter options. Yeah, that's it. It's the same it should be the same thing as line 17. Toggle filter options.
Shouldn't
Same
it be
thing.
removed?
Okay, so let's have another function remove, right?
Since both of them are doing the same thing, have you?
Yeah, you like
No. Now
I'm just
we're putting an event listener on body and on click event listener on body to close filter options. Remember, what we're trying to do is a situation that if the options are open and you click anywhere else on the page, they should close.
Yeah.
So drop down box
Drop
dot
down
class
box class
list
list dot remove height.
dot remove hide. Okay, and we put sorry. Okay.
Yep.
But let me see something. Okay. So open, close. It's not working again.
I have a question. No.
Yes.
So there is this other events that I don't know. I'm trying to suggest all this mouse. Is it mouse over mouse?
Yeah.
Mouse something. Can't we use that
Huh?
to
Mouse
So
over.
identify a body has already been declared.
eh?
Mouse over.
Yeah. Yes. Is it mouse out
I,
or
I think she's trying to say if you move the cursor to the Dropbox, then it opens. Then if you move out, it closes. Something like that.
something like that?
Hey,
Or
that's a different kind of listing now.
Yeah,
uh,
she's saying what event does it?
Okay, what event does that? Yeah, it's mouse over.
mouse
On mouse over, it's like hover. It's like, hover in, the
Okay.
mouse comes in, something happens. The mouse goes out, something happens. But if you did that, you'll find it a little troublesome. Because when you open this, yes, people of God, your function is not working. Okay, first of all, we were not supposed to write remove here. It was supposed to be add. Since we want to close filter options, we are supposed to add the hide class to it, right? But now, you see, you said body, the entire body. Every time you click body, this function would run, even if you're clicking on toggle filter options.
okay.
Maybe let's try adding, what was that thing? True, Abby? Let's see if that will make a difference. Remember this thing now?
Yeah. Like it bubbles up.
So let's see whether it make a difference. But anyhow, before that stuff, if you click on filter by continent, it's the one on body that would run. Yeah, you see that this is what's running closed, closed, closed. Anywhere you click closed. You click this one, closed. Aha. So the body thing was not really working.
The index everything.
The index everything.
That it should go up.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
If you put z index of 10, it will make it to come up.
No, Z-index is a CSS something now. We're not talking of CSS. Okay. The crack jokes here. Yes, so really should we do? All right. So instead of just applying close filter options here, let's do something first. Let's just have an anonymous function here and see something. So in this situation, what you want is that, first of all, you would like this function to only run when that thing is open, right? So the first check is if dropdown box.classList does not contain hide. That means it's showing. Does that make sense? Hello?
Yes, I wanted to ask if we can just use that true evaluation to like if drop down box.
If drop-down box. Well, the drop-down box is always a truthy value. Even if it's not showing on the browser, on the UI, it still exists in the DOM, so it's a truthy value. What may not, the real difference is the absence or presence of this. So this is what we can really use to check. Okay, so if drop-down box the class list that contains hide, let me see. Now, if we did, let me put that again. Let me just put the close filter options, and then we'll see something else, another problem again. Okay. So if we click, we're not getting that stuff that was console login here, closed, every time closed.
I don't know. Don't you think the problem is from the toggle?
No,
No, it would have been more explicit if you just put add this thing, remove this thing, so we'll know when to remove, when to add, shit like that. Just saying. Because according to you, said toggle does add and remove simultaneously, right? Like one at a time.
Yeah, it satisfies what we want, because we want, when we click on the button, it opens. If you click on the button again, it closes. So actually, toggle is a very good option for there.
Go back to the code first. Go back to your browser.
Let me try something before then. Console.log. What's this? What's this? Oh, sorry. Okay. Now they are hitting. Now they are showing 7. Okay, 8. Okay. Now you can see one trouble with this. If you click outside, this runs. If you click in here, it runs as well. If you click inside this place, okay, weirdly it's not running. But anyhow, that function, we don't want it to we don't want the clicks inside any of this place to affect it. I don't know how I'll put it. These are rest of the body clicking if the stuff is open. We would not like it to have to, we would not like clicks on the drop-down box itself or the drop-down button to cause this to run. Okay, so there's a way to do that. We have another if statement. All right, so if, and this time around we'll pass an event in here. Event. So if okay, I would like to get this box, this div as a variable. So const drop down is equal to document the query selector drop down. Okay, so if drop down yes dot contains e dot target yes. So if there's a method on elements, if this drop down element does not contain e.target, that means the place you clicked is not inside this element, then this function should run.
Come again, please.
What is here? The condition here is if drop down does not contain e.target. Remember, I told you when an event happens, you can access that event in the function you are trying to run. Okay, an event.target is the thing you clicked, or rather, the element that caused that function to run. In this case, for clicking, you click on an element and it causes this function to run, right? So that thing you clicked on becomes your event.target. So this condition checks if that thing you clicked on is inside this element. So this element, we call it drop down, right? So if drop down does not contain event.target, then run this console log. So let's try it. Normally, nothing would happen unless this is open. So if this is open, we click outside, we get options open. If you click somewhere in here, options open is not happening. All right, nothing really is happening unless you click outside here. All right, so do we have any issues with this if statement? Nobody's talking anything.
Is that where the issue is?
Do you have any issue with this conditional? Like, do you understand this conditional? Okay. Let me also console log. Okay, either way, let me console log event.target. Okay, and maybe another console log for okay. So if the drop-down box is open, then we'll console log e.target and we'll console log dropdown.contains e.target. And if dropdown does not contain e.target, we'll see this console log options open. Okay. So the options are open. We get this. Do you see true? It means this thing we clicked on is inside drop down. We click outside, we get options open, and you see false here. Anywhere outside that you click, you keep getting false and options open. If you click in here, true, no options open. Okay, so you can see the place to put your function if you want it to run. The function that should close this thing. It should be anywhere outside. It should be if you click anywhere outside this or this box or this box. So that's the place where these options open is. If we click anywhere in here, we don't get options open. But if you click outside, you see options open. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Even, yeah. So it means that this place inside here is the right place to put close filter options. So you have this open and anywhere else closes it. At the same time, clicking on this one itself will also close it.
Yeah,
all right.
Go back to your code. What did you just add now?
I added close filter options. Although actually at this point we don't need it to be close filter options. We can still use toggle filter options because we've already made sure that it's open. So toggle will just close it. This is what I mean.
Yeah, toggle will close it.
Mm-hmm. So it's open, you click anywhere, toggle. It's open, you click in here, it's a toggle. Yeah.
And if you click
anywhere you click outside, nothing is running here because that if statement that the function would only continue if this one is open, will stop anything from happening. So I think that's that. We can remove these console logs. And we can as well remove these close filter options. Okay, so the next thing to do is the actual filtering. Okay. All our countries have a property continent. And the contents of those continents, they are this: Africa, Asia, North America, South America, Europe, Oceania, Antarctica, except this all. I don't know, maybe we should remove all. If you filter, you're not happy with your filtration, you reload the page. Is that fine, or should we leave all? The reason for me adding all was that if you click filter, you'd be on a reduced. You would now see only a filtered list. But there's no way for you to get back to the original list, like to stop your filtering and just see the original list, except you reload the page. So that's why I added all. So should we remove all or still leave it for that purpose?
Let's leave it. Let's leave it.
Let's leave it. Okay, yeah, I just remembered, just like Johnny was saying yesterday, perhaps we should sort the list, sort the countries. Because now we just keep on seeing Mauritania, Eritrea, Puerto Rico. I don't know. At least we should see it in a kind of order. Maybe alphabetical order or something. So if we wanted to sort this, how would we go about it?
I thought you've written a function for that already.
No, I've not done it now. I wiped the whole this thing, JavaScript, before I started. So it's only what we've done here that will show. Nobody's ready to talk. Let's go back to our function, our asynchronous function. We get a response from here, response.json. This gives us the actual country's data. And so we just map through the country's data to reduce all those plenty properties we saw inside to just these few and assign it to results. Okay. So results, we now use results in render countries. And render countries is the thing that actually, adds this HTML code to countries display in our HTML. So at what point do you think we should sort this? If we wanted to sort, our stuff, sort the countries before displaying it. At what point should we sort in this whole process?
I'm confused, Joanne. This stuff is just wait,
somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, please come again with your question, like without a brief explanation.
This is where the fetch is happening, right?
All right.
You fetch from the API. You get an array of objects with plenty properties. Okay, no, sorry. Just normal response, normal HTTP response. So you do response.json to get the actual data. So it's countries data. It's in countries data that you have that array of objects with plenty of properties. But we don't want to see all those plenty properties. We just want to see just the things we need. So here we map over countries data and just return the specific data we need. And then we use that in this function, render countries. We pass in results. And render countries just adds in the countries, their HTML code, just generates HTML codes, makes some small changes to it, and just keeps adding them one by one into countries display in our HTML. So if we wanted to sort our countries, wanted to see a sorted display of countries, at what point would we sort to get that?
Can't we sort at this for each place? Like have a sort.
What are we sorting by?
Then we could sort with their name.
Look, can you hear me?
Yeah?
What are we sorting by? Is it by stock or what?
For now, we can just sort with name, alphabetical order.
Well, I think we should sort after this render countries has been called. I don't know, so that's...
Sort after render countries has been called. Okay, what would we sort?
That's why I just asked now. What are we sorting by?
No, I'm not really what are we sorting by. We're sorting results. You're sorting this array results.
Okay.
Yeah, your sorting should be before render countries. Because render countries is doing something that is a little, I don't want to call it unchangeable, but it's more like the final action. The whole point of you doing all this fetch and all is to add HTML. Like, do something to the inner HTML of this. Oh, this thing has been reduced since. No, the font size. I'm just realizing. Yes, true. You guys, your vision has gotten better. Nobody complains today.
Oh,
Yeah. We want to make changes to this div, put something inside here. And that's what render countries does. So if you're going to do any sorting or filtering, you should do it to your array and then pass that sorted array or filtered array into render countries. And then you see the results that you want to see.
Okay, so
But
let's
if
let's
you
plot it.
okay. So well, let's just say result is equal to sorted something here. Oh, okay. If we're using just sort, we don't really need to assign it to anything. Once you run sort on any array, it tampers with the array permanently.
Yeah.
So result.sort.
Can we put the result of sort inside that our render country?
You want to store everything?
No, that would mean that every time we run
Somehow.
render countries, it will sort.
Okay.
Okay, that's actually not a bad idea. No, it's still a troublesome idea because it will limit us. If we decided to sort a different way, if we decided to add options for sorting, after you finish sorting however you want to sort and you call render countries with your sorted array, it will now sort again inside render countries and spoil your sorting. So we should do our sorting outside of render. Let render countries only do one thing, render countries. So all that can change anything there is about the array you put into render countries. If you put a sorted array, you see sorted stuff. If you put a filtered array, you see filtered stuff. All right, so result.sort. So how are we sorting these countries? We have an array of objects. We want to sort in a certain way. So I hope you guys can remember how to use sort. This one will not help you much. Don't be looking.
That one not go help us.
Like it will not help you much. This is really for
This size.
it will help you, but don't just say A minus B. It's objects we're working with.
Okay.
So you need to do something else.
A.local something. Local.
A.local something. Okay, so anyhow, last we should put A and B, Abby.
What do you want? Yeah, A, B.
Okay, so what do you want us to sort by? We're sorting by name, alphabetical order.
Like
name.
A dot name.
A dot name. Okay. Minus B dot name. Okay. Well, yeah, that was. So let's see how it goes now.
Hello, why'd you put a function here? Hold on.
Sorry, don't mind me.
I'm not sure this one will work.
So how many people are saying it will work? Let's see. Show of hands. I need to get away from here. How do I enter this browser without showing that?
Alternate and tab should be able to do that now.
Alternate and tab.
Yeah. Let's see which one.
Yeah, so it didn't work.
No.
Moment of truth.
It didn't work. A real moment of truth. Let me put this console log result under here. So we'll see what our sorted array looks like.
Let me try to get the answer. No.
That's true. There's even no need to put it. We already can see what it looks like. Nothing changed. So what more do you think we can do?
I'm thinking we should change the sort method on that map.
Yeah. Have you heard of local compare?
That's what I was trying to say now. You're
You
not
didn't
allowed
say it well now.
to say local something.
You said local something now. You didn't complete it. But yes, local compare is our answer here. Have you used local compare before?
I be one talker before.
But what think will happen?
The first country we call Afghanistan. When they don't
For
bomb
sure,
this
for
our
sure, for
website.
sure.
So.
Oh yeah, what's the last one? Zimbabwe. Are you sure it's Zimbabwe?
Yeah.
Are you sure there's no country after Zimbabwe?
I can bet on it.
All right, so you've seen how sorting goes. All right, that's fine. So let's try to make filter work. So yes, any ideas about filter?
What are we filtering by?
We're filtering by continent. So we have this bunch of continents over here, Africa, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So filter. Now we have a problem. I just realized something. Okay. No, we put continent, right? So yeah, no problem. No problem. Let me see something. Europe. I'm looking for a North American country. Yeah, that's a problem. We have Americas here instead of North America or South America. So I think first of all we should do something about this. So see how it goes. 099. Let me see, Anguilla, right? Yeah, Americas. No, I need the original stuff. Original countries data. Romania. No, Romania is in Europe. That's this one. South America, continent. There's actually a continent. Continent, Europe. Continent, South America. Okay, so it means we can change what we are doing. Here in continent we used item.region. So perhaps we can use item.continents. Yeah, North America, South America, North America. That's fine. So that issue I was looking at is gone. Oh, it's solved. Okay, so let me just give you how the thing goes. So there's this somebody needs to be muted though. There's this stuff, DRY. I don't know if you've heard of it. Don't repeat yourself. Have you heard of that? Is it coding convention or what?
No.
Yes. Don't repeat yourself. So a way to repeat yourself will be to put event listeners on all of these things. You put on all, you put on this, you put on that, right? But that's repetition because you will basically be writing the same code just with some minor changes elsewhere. So you see, for these toggle filter options, we tried to do that. We only wrote one function that worked in the two places we needed it. So we should try as well to do something like that for these. So we'll just we'll get all these LIs, as an HTML collection or node list, and then just loop over it and apply the event listener to all of them with the same function, right? So essentially, this is what I mean. I think we have them already. What's this one? Okay, because I increased the fonts, all these things are going to the next line. Oh. Drop-down items. Yes, drop-down item. Yeah. So we already have these drop-down items as a node list of all of these. All right. So drop-down items dot for each. Now let me see something. Let me just experiment for a while. These are drop-down items. Some things you can do on node lists, you can't do on HTML collections. It's a little weird, right? Remember I mentioned they are not really arrays. Get elements by class name. This is an HTML collection, but query selector all is a node list. So it's important to have that distinction. Okay. Drop-down items dot, can you see? No more for each. Now the methods and properties are just these three. So, but as it is, as an HTML collection, you can run a for loop on it. But you can't do for each. All right. So yes, just keep that in mind.
So node does not accept for each, but array accepts for each.
It's not node list accepts for each. HTML collection does not. Query selector all returns in node lists. Get elements by class name or any of the get plenty things by whatever. Get elements by something that would return plenty things. Returns an HTML collection. I think both ways you can run a for loop on them, but for each, like actual for each, it has to be query selector all. All right, so drop down items dot for each. What do we call it? Item. Okay, so item dot add event listener. It's on click. And what do we call our option? Filter countries. Right, something like this. So now, we are running the same function, filter countries everywhere. So how do we write this function to make it versatile enough to work in each of the inputs? One way to make things versatile enough for everywhere when you're working with DOM is to use events. Because with events, you can now access things about that element in the HTML. So you can store information, whether in the ID or something. We could put an ID on these things. This one, the ID will be Africa. This one, the ID will be Asia. But using ID is not very ideal because you may be hindered by some things and may not be able to put the right ID you want to put. So instead, you can use a data attribute. Have you heard of data attributes? Yeah, we touched on data attributes now in our earlier classes, where we said data, what was that in data ID? There was something we did with data something. Anyhow, if you've done any stuff, maybe with Bootstrap or so, you might see some data classes, some libraries that you use, like I think AOS. They will ask you to set some attributes, data AOS, maybe data timing, stuff like that. So the data's attributes, they are just a way to create custom attributes for passing whatever information you want to pass. So for example, shit. Yeah, we could have data option, right? Yeah, data option is equal to something. Okay, and let me see. I think I can still do this. If I go to the beginning, it will not work. But if I mark this, then it will work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, it whole 8 things. And from here, yeah. So if I copy this and go back up to option, paste, yes, they all have data options that are the same as, what is showing here. So for example, let's just try something, right? So console log, how do I get the data option value? In here. From an element, how do you get data? How do you get an attribute from an element? How do you get the value of an attribute in an element?
The value of an attribute from an element, you get it by getting it.
I just knew the way this fire that was in your voice, I knew you were going to say something for me.
It should be
Either
get
data
attribute.
value. So I'll just write get attribute here and I'll see something. What exactly am I writing?
Square bracket, like get element, then square bracket it.
Which element? Okay, how would I get the element?
That could be the thing. So
do you remember this?
E.target.
What do you want to do?
What does E.target give you?
E.target will give you all the properties.
No, that's not what E.target will give you. What does E.target give you?
specific element, that is
Exactly.
specific property.
The one that caused this function, this event. E.target. E.target. So now, E.target gives you the elements. How do you get the data option inside that element?
Okay, data this thing. What did you use?
This is E.target. We need to do something more to E.target to get data option. What's that?
The data option, is it the ID? Or
No,
like
it's
the
not ID.
attacker? Is
See
it
them now.
Is it the text
Do I
inside
have
it?
some kind of something here that is adjusting this thing? Yeah, it's data option. The data option.
Okay, square
How
bracket.
will I write the data
Square
option?
bracket.
Square bracket,
Square bracket.
then data option.
Data option. That's fine. That's fine. Let's go and see the data option. Okay, you want to see, right? All right, so I clicked on Africa. I'm getting undefined. I want to say Africa, not undefined.
Okay, so maybe try dot data options.
Which one is dot data option? How will I write dot data option? Okay,
And then just-
sorry, no worries.
No,
That's-
wait.
So maybe this is what you want to see.
No.
It's different though. There's no
It's
dash.
different. Okay, it's undefined. Okay, I should write the dash.
Wait, just.
But I'm not saying that that's the correct way.
Just log it automatically.
Yeah, no problem. You see, something is here is correcting all these things I'm writing.
Sure, you not put any.
Who send anything here? Did do anything? This one is disabled globally. What else here is that I wrote this data option together. It's cancelling it. It's showing me data minus option. Such is life. So yes, people of JavaScript, how do I get data?
Okay, let's debug. Let's see what it's even now and it's dot target. Let's see how the data option, where the data option is inside.
Something that we did last week, people have forgotten it. Yeah, it's not showing you. It's not showing you.
Now that you're saying last week, it now seems like there's something about inner HTML.
No. There are two ways. One is the data sets dot option.
I've been want talking before.
I know you go want to come.
Please.
Another one. This is the one that you should not forget no matter what. E.target dot get attributes.
No, I said get attributes. You were saying that I'm saying this. You said we should
I asked you to tell me how to write it. You kept quiet.
get attribute
God.
now, parentheses, that's attribute that we're trying to get, data option.
Did you guys hear this one that she's talking about? Did you hear her say it like that?
I said it.
Where are my witnesses? Did you people hear anything?
I said it. I said
That's
it. I said
That's
it.
okay. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So let's look at these two. On okay. I think, let me see. Maybe it's because of this. Yeah, so if you don't want to, I think if you need to pass something, like event, for example, in the function you are calling, then you just do it like this. You create an anonymous function and return or call this function in there, like this. So that way you are not exactly calling this function. You are just passing a function that would call this function. So that satisfies the condition of you not calling a function there, but passing a reference to the function. Okay. On court.
Okay, it's not supposed to be a function.
Is not defined. Okay.
You did not pass it inside that.
I did not pass E. Still undefined and null. Really. Oh, right. I see. Do you guys see the issue?
Where is the issue?
This
We
is
are
the
not
issue.
getting.
We're not clicking on the LI itself.
You're clicking on
Either target is not the LI itself. It's the P tag inside the LI. So let me do this. Remember this current target. We've mentioned it before, right?
Yes, but what did they do?
What did they do? Yes. So e.target returns the exact element you interacted with that caused whatever happened. E.current target, however, will consistently return the elements that event listener is attached to. The element that, like I said, the element that the event listener is attached to.
That's its parent.
Not necessarily its parents. For example, if we have an event listener,
once it sees event or target, it will return it.
That what?
That's
Like
current
that
target.
tree from top to down, like when it's going down the tree.
Not really.
Well, I'll have to go to.
Okay, see this situation now. The target is P. What I actually clicked on is this P tag, not the LI. If I click on somewhere like here, that's the LI. But if I come this way, I'm now clicking on the P tag. Okay, so the P tag is inside the LI. So because of the whole bubbling thing, if I click on the P tag, the LI event listener will still fire. But the element I interacted with is not specifically the LI. It is the P tag. So that's where the distinction between event.target and event.current target comes in. It is possible that you can interact with an element inside the one you set your event listener on. For example, body. That time when we set an event listener on body, right, I will say anywhere else you click, but here, do something. Body is your event.current target. If you click on here, for example, this element becomes your event.target. But current target will always be body in that situation. I don't know, does this make sense?
Oh,
I think
Small. Okay. Anyhow, it's exactly the same thing I'll say again. You see South America. This is a P tag. I click on it. You see event.target is the P tag, but the current target, event.current target, is the LI that contains this thing. If I come here and click beside Europe, this is part of the LI. This place I am is part of the LI, but it's not on the P tag. So if I that's really, so this place is not part of the LI. So how is it not possible? How did this one happen? This first one, when I clicked on Africa. Okay, is that little margin or something?
Padding, something like that.
Yeah, or padding. If I come to this edge and click. Okay, it's about that. Hey, that the little edge at the bottom here, it's not part of the P tag, but it's still inside the LI. So when you click it, you're actually clicking on the LI, and it's the LI that the event listener is attached to. So your current target and your target will be the same thing. Anyhow, without saying too much, we've now gotten a way to get Europe. So that means this stuff, we should not be attaching it to targets. We should be saying event.current target. So Asia, Europe, Antarctica, all, that's fine. And one more thing, I think if I'm really not mistaken, for something like this, I think it's possible to just pass to the reference all the same, and the events will be passed to it by default. Like this filter, even though we need to pass E inside, because it's event, it will still pass it. I'm not sure. I think I've seen that happen before. So let's it does. Yeah, it does work. Aha. So now we have the thing we want to use for filtering. Wrong place. There we. So let me leave Joyson. So what's all this? E.targets, E.current target that's option. Let's attach it to a variable. Let's assign it to a variable. What do we call this? Option.
Is it not going to change?
Change? How would it change? I don't understand.
Const option doesn't matter.
No. Do we have another const option? Okay, it's not going to change. Okay, const. It's not going to change.
Okay.
For the time the function is running, it will not change.
It should just be one at a time.
Yeah, if you click on Europe is your option. The function will run. If you click on South America is your option. Function will run to the end without it changing.
Okay.
All right, so now that we have this, we want to we want to filter through the array of everything, of the countries. So problem number 1, how do we access the countries array from here? We fetch countries, right? We just used it directly. We did not assign it to any, something outside. So at this point in time, so perhaps we could try that, create let's all countries be equal to this. Okay, and in this place, after we've gotten results, we've sorted our result, blah, 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 we assign that. So all countries is equal to results. So over here, when we call this filter countries, let's console.log all countries. So far, not confusing, right? Yeah, 35, 36.
Sorry, the all countries is what? Because that yesterday class I wasn't that about.
No, I just did it now. Even now, say if you know the follow me.
Okay, you just assign it to result.
See now, bring just now. I create countries because the problem we had is that at this point in time we want to filter through countries. there's no array currently containing countries. So we need to extract that, keep it globally. So that after everything has loaded, you have something that you can always look at. So all countries contains this. So we can create something. Filtered countries is equal to, how do you filter all countries to get your filtered something?
We use the filter method.
It will still be all countries dot filter now.
All countries that filter.
That filter country country that continents equal to option.
Okay, so what do we do after that?
After that, we now return our filtered countries. Sorry.
Return filtered countries. So I should just write return filtered countries. Like this.
Hold on, please. When did you copy all the countries into all countries?
Now, network, they worry now like this. I created this a few minutes ago. Let all countries be called to empty array. And in the loading function, fetch countries, after sorting the results, just before, let me space this out, just before running render countries, I did this. All countries is equal to result.
Okay, in that case.
So for the rest of the lifetime of this page, all countries would have the complete list of countries.
Okay.
So
in our filter, we have render countries.
Sorry, I can't hear both of you. Somebody should talk first.
Ladies first.
Okay. So in our filter, we now pass our render countries. We pass our.
So I should remove this one then.
Yep.
Render countries, filtered countries. Okay. So yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, JavaScript is very fast. Normally, JavaScript is fast. But if we wanted to, just imagine that JavaScript was slow, and we wanted to, put back our loading screen just for a short while, where would we put it? You understand what I mean, no? Anyhow.
At the top of render screen. Render countries.
Okay, at the top here. Well, if anything would waste time, it would be, this one might also be part of it. I mean, there are 250 things, you never can tell. So how about we put it up here? And then at the bottom of render countries, we add height. Okay, I think I see what you mean.
You were saying, me, I don't see anything.
Okay, anyhow, let's see it in action. Be like after this stop.
Wait, but please hold on. No, that our loading thing that we are loading there. It's like we are adding it and we are removing it. So we are removing and adding.
Yeah. We just want to see loading screen small.
Are we not supposed to add and remove instead of remove?
Wait. What's popping? Weird things are happening. It's gone.
Yeah, it's not happening, no. It's not filtering, no. It's not rendering it.
Yeah. It's not. Shania. Okay. Okay, I removed all these. Okay. Let me console log option again.
Can we also console log our filtered countries?
Okay. Let me do it after this place and see. Or maybe just here. Because the loading screen itself will show up. Option is option. Same as the trouble. Oh, I wrote option. Okay. Africa, and we have an empty array. Why is that?
Line 37.
Why is filtered countries an empty array? All countries dot filter.
Okay, it's not equal to the option.
All countries that filter country dot continent is equal to option. Okay, instead of console logging option, let's console log all countries again. So that's our problem. Because of this damn array thing.
The continent is in an array.
Oh god, this weird thing.
So we'll put 0 there.
Yeah, country dot
Looks like
continent
all countries is empty.
0.
No, but that,
It's in, what's that thing called? Anyhow, let's see. Africa, we get something now, 58. So, do you see something? We clicked Africa, and the thing is still there looking at us.
And it's
Waiting for us
still
to click something else. The box is still waiting for us. You know, normally in an options now. Except, it's a special case. Normally, if you open a drop down, you click on something, the drop down should close.
Right?
Exactly. So what should we do?
Let's
Make
call
it
that
close.
toggle function again.
Call the
Let's call that
toggle
toggle
function.
function again. Decide.
Okay. So I think we can remove these console logs. We don't need them anymore. And I think you can use this chance to appreciate JavaScript more. See this plenty thing, filtering it sharply and doing this loading. And there was no time for the loading screen to show. It means it happened so fast that the loading screen never got the chance to show. Toggle filter options. What? Okay, you want to?
Yeah, you're saying that it was so fast that it's not showing. So do you want to use set time out of that?
No, I'm just saying you should appreciate the speed of JavaScript. See? All that plenty of work in a flash. So North America. So now there's one problem. all. If you click on all, we get this.
Empty.
So yes, you understand why that's happening now.
Yeah, because all does not carry
Because
any that array.
exactly, yeah, because the option is all, and all. If you do this, you get nothing. So we means for the rest of them, we want all of this to happen. But
We can
for
use
all,
if statement.
we can use an if statement. Okay. So how should the if statement go?
This was Joyce.
Mains first. I was going to say
Yes,
mains
yes.
first. Please. Please answer.
Man, first. Where did that one come? Okay, yeah. If what?
If option triple equals to all. Then we run this filtered countries, but we
No,
remove the
if option is not equal to all, that's when that code will run, right?
Yes, it's when it's not equal to all.
okay.
Uh-huh. So
Okay, so we want to move this
that's all we need.
up here. No, it's not really all we need. Else, we need something to happen to if it's not all. If it's all, which is
It will be
we
this
want to
thing.
now load
Okay,
everything.
return all countries. Return
Yeah.
all countries.
So here is what I'm thinking, so that we'll not have to repeat ourselves. We create let filtered options. And then in here, filtered countries. So here, filtered countries is equal to all countries.filter, blah, blah, blah. But if it's all, filtered countries is equal to what?
All countries.
Yeah. Okay, so nothing else changes. We are still rendering countries with filter countries. Yeah.
Hold on. We could have returned all countries inside line 40, right?
Line font. Yeah, we could have, but for things like arrays and objects, it's best not to just equate them or assign them to each other. Instead, assign the contents of it, inside a new object or array, something like that. Yeah.
Creating a new.
Yeah, create a new array, create a new reference, and have all that in there. So, finally, we get it. Oceania, this, if you want to go back, all. Oi, what's wrong with all? 71. 71 is this. How am I getting 71? Oh, that was the last thing. Okay, no more console logs here. All right. Else, filtered countries is equal to this, and we render countries. Okay, I think this thing still wants me to have a console log.